Well, Ken Martin, taught me how to juggle, and I don't know. My first question was, well, how many patterns are there? I mean, that's just the way I think. It's like, well, how many possibilities? And show me all the patterns. And of course, he said, well, I don't know. There's this one, and there's this one, and so I just wasn't satisfied. So for the next year, I was just thinking, there's got to be a system. There's got to be a way to invent patterns, and there's got to be some logical thing. So I spent the whole year just, graph paper drawing the patterns and thinking about, I don't know, it just took a lot of time and futzing around with it. And once I figured it out, after a year, I had the feeling that, God, it took me that long to figure this out because it seemed so simple, oh, this is a 5 and that's a 3, it's like, why did it take me that long? But I don't know, it's like models or like programming or just inventing things. Sometimes they're really hard if they're not invented yet. But once they're invented, you think, wow, that was simple, and then everybody else catches on or whatever. I came up with the system about 1981 in like December. That's close as I could figure.
Diagrams.
Yeah, for the first question is, well, how many patterns to?
Yeah,
it took about a year.
The numbers.
Yeah, to the year until, oh, that's a 5, 3. Oh yeah, it was definitely the triple single with clubs, and I knew Dan Menendez, and he was like trying to do 5 clubs. He was just starting to do 5 clubs, and I remember thinking, with 5 clubs you could do double spins, but if you do really high, you could do triple spins, and then 3 clubs, and I knew that. But anyways, he was doing the the triple singles, and it was just the thought that that's a half of a 5-ball pattern, half of a 3-ball pattern, and that was it. That was the moment. And then I just wrote it on paper. I was just like, oh. Yeah, with the ladder notation, I didn't have numbers, and I could draw it out, and then I think about it, and this goes over this hand, and so I started inventing patterns before the numbers, but then as soon as the numbers came, it got way faster. Then I figured out the logic that you can't have 1 less than 1 before, 2 less than 2 before, and then I figured out you can write a program, and so with my system I draw it out, it's easy just to figure it out, so you don't need a program. Oh yeah, Don Hatch. About, I don't know, it was like 3 or 4 years after I figured it out. And yeah, so someone told me that there's some other guy that's doing the same stuff, and I was like, wow. And then I met him in a park one day, and sure enough, we're doing all the same stuff. A little bit of history here. I mean, he gave this to me, so I don't know what he printed out before he gave it to me.
But But it would be part of the first generation of print hands.
Oh yeah, well, this is printed in what, 84?
Oh yeah, 84.
At 921.
And this was run on a Unix machine, huh?
Yeah.
Algorithm. And it's 4. I think there's 3. Are they 3? Oh yeah, it's 3 balls, 4
Yeah,
balls,
it's a good
5
list.
balls. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a nice list.
The way he organized it and came out, I don't know, I think it's great. Oh, there's a nice one, like 96631.
I've never juggled that. 96631. Sounds like it'd be fun. Well, sometimes you think they're going to be fun and they're not.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, the trouble is there's a lot of them have 2s in it, and I don't like 2s that much.
Do you not like 2s?
Yeah.
No. You like 1s?
Yeah, 1s, yeah.
What about 0s?
Yeah, those are kind of bad too. So yeah, if it has a lot of 0s and 1 or 2s,
yeah,
it's just ridiculous. Some of them. Well, it's such a simple system that everybody comes to the same conclusion eventually. Or someone mentions it too. It's like, they get all scared, numbers, and But once you really understand it, it's really simple, and so.
You used to call it
Yeah, quantum juggling.
quantum juggling.
Yeah, I figured it was a good word because I looked it up in a dictionary. Actually, it took me a couple years to come up with that word. I didn't have a name for it. I just called it the number system for about 2 years. And then, I don't know, I knew about quantum or whatever, and I looked it up in the dictionary, and it's like, wow, that fits perfectly. And then I started reading, all these physics books about quantum theory, and of course, it's way above my head, but still, if you get down to it, the basic idea is different energy levels, and if you look at the principal quantum number or the energy quantum number is just distinct levels. And anyway, so I just thought, it's just everything. There's a lot of parallels and stuff, so that's why I named it. I need a name for the book, so it's a nice short little word, but. I don't know, I just imagine it as like the protons are like the hands that controlling it. There's something in the center. It's like, and then the electrons are going around, and there's, it's like 3-ball patterns this big, but then you jump, like another electron comes in, and it jumps into a higher state, and it's a higher energy level, and the quantum state is higher. And so anyways, there's so many parallels that I made it. Yeah, I was trying to figure out, the quantity thing, and the whole numbers, and what, what it is that, unless you're doing multiplex, but the idea is that one hand, one ball in your hand at a time, and that creates like a system where, basically juggling is more objects than you have hands, and electrons is like that. Or some of them. There's only a few protons, like 2, 3, 4, and then there's like a whole mess of electrons. So anyways, I was gonna say also there's the chemistry, the molecules forming. That's juggling patterns. Like passing, because the two atoms get close enough to together, and if they have an empty hand or an empty spot, they start passing to each other, and it forms bonds. And you get 3 of them, it forms a triangle, and that's just like juggling patterns. And the timing and the space keeps it together. Yeah. It's just such a, it's just such a simple theory once you get down to it. It's, can't imagine falling apart. We're talking, and I was trying to figure out, I was wondering if he figured it out first, and we really don't know. It was about the same time, because he said he was doing the same thing. Around 81, he was, throwing the numbers around, so he could have figured it out first. I don't know, but. Oh, well, it's the 95551. Yeah, I just love winging it. And then there's like the 744, and I like doing 5 balls a lot, and 6 balls, I do a few tricks, and 4 balls I do a lot of tricks, but I don't like 3 that much, so I just pretty much stick with 5, or 4. But the classic, 441, and I really like that because it's so basic, but it feels like I invented it, and I never, I never see anybody else do it. And for years, even after I invented it, I didn't see anybody else do it for years and years. It was like 5 years later, I seen someone do a 441. It's there it is, I can do that. And so I thought that's pretty amazing, I think. Oh yeah, I noticed that right off the bat. Like there's a 6-4 and a 7-4-4, 8-4-4-4, 9-4, and there's families. Oh yeah, that's one family, and then there's like the like, you know, one of them could be high and then the rest are low, or else they all could be kind of high and then you got one really low one, like the 5-5-5-1. And you know, there's the 4-4-1. Oh yeah, then there's families within the same number of balls. You know, then there's families that transcend, you know, different numbers. You know, like shower. You know, there's 5-3s. I mean, 5-1 or the 7-1 or 9-1. You know, that's a family. And so, anyways, there's all these families. I figured there must be. So I wrote like these little functions that represent the whole family. Like the shower is, what is that? Is it 2b minus 1,
2b minus 1. Yeah.
comma 1,
Yeah,
something like that?
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
One last question. This is like the jackpot question. I don't know if there's an answer to this question, but so one's discovered all these beautiful numbers that obviously work, and so the $20 million question is, did the numbers exist before they were discovered, or were they created the moment they were discovered?
The numbers? Well, yeah. Well, it's a model or a theory that I created. But the thing is, well, I guess what you're saying though is that what's kind of interesting is that you can't not do it. I mean, it's like, oh, I'm going to do this kind of juggling. It's not a kind of juggling. It's like you can't avoid doing it because, you know, you're throwing and catching. If you're throwing and catching, you're going to be doing, you know, so it's kind of like it's always there. It's always been there. It's just a way to describe it, I guess. Yeah, I met him, what was it, San Jose, what was it, 85 or 86 year? And yeah, he was doing like all the same patterns. That's what he said to me. It's like, wow, you're doing the same patterns I'm doing. So he kind of felt like I stole it from him or something. But yeah, it's kind of great to meet someone else who invented it and, you know, gone through all the motions and taught themselves stuff. And so yeah, it was great. And he's an awesome juggler and he does unbelievable complex things that I can't imagine.
Do you remember?
Well, I don't know. I think he was. He must have been. He must have been using diagrams, because he had the swap. Yeah, I know what he means. You know, swap. Well, if you look at the pyramids, you know, if you switch two of them, you know, switching the places. You know, so I kind of understand where the swap came from. But well, yeah, he was doing it for a couple of years before I met him too, so.
Yeah, fascinating.
I met Mr. Mills once. Actually, I was juggling on a beach and he started yelling, "Hey, I could do that!" You know. Runs over, started juggling with me. The 5.
Ah, the 5.
The 5.
That's a nice 5.
Yeah, but and also remember when I figured it out on paper without the numbers too, and that was like neat. Because then I sat down and started teaching myself patterns, and I was like, wow. And then I started showing people that have been juggling for zillions of years these new patterns, and it was like couldn't believe it. Oh, but the very first was ladder, which is like a top view, which a lot of people do. But eventually I realized it's better to be sideways and have like a side view. You know? Oh yeah.
That's gorgeous.
It's another thing. How they're getting closer together and they merge. Okay, then.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, these are the hyperstates. Looks like. Yeah, the hyperstates. The valley doesn't go down all the way down. Well, you see how like the valley goes down.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying if it goes down far enough, then it's a separate pattern.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's not important. But yeah, this is a couple different patterns. But see, the valleys get down kind of low. But if they always cross high, then that's a hyperstate pattern. You know, like a shower.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, you know what took me years to figure out is, well, to be able to draw the bottom part. See, no one ever was able to draw it like quite like that until I think Alan Newton was the first one that actually started doing it right. Which the bottom part is hard because it's a jerk. You're jerking it around. That's an actual physical thing. It's the next derivative after acceleration. Because what it is, if you like constant acceleration is a parabola.
Yeah.
But you know that's not a parabola. And what it is that. So I figured out like if the ball's here going at a certain velocity, and you want to be here going at a certain velocity in a certain direction. Now to draw this, and anyways, I finally figured out the equation to draw that.
Fascinating. Wow, I don't understand that. I don't. Yeah.
Go west, paradise is there. You'll have all that you can eat of milk and honey over there. You'll be the brightest star the world has ever seen. Sun-baked, slender heroine, a film and magazine. Go west, paradise is there. You'll have all that you can eat of milk and honey over there. You'll be the brightest light the world has ever seen. The dizzy height of a jet-set life you could never dream. Your pale blue eyes, strawberry hair, lips so sweet, skin so fair, your future bright beyond